Hi, I'm Jessica,
And I'm Tracy,
and this is She's on Top, the place where we celebrate and elevate women.
and this is a series called The New Normal.
And today we are so excited to have Wendy Valencia. Hi,
Hi.
Wendy. Before we start, I'm going to explain a little bit of our history, why we're so excited. Wendy is another YouTuber. So we met Wendy on YouTube, and I can't even remember who found who, but we were kind of chatting on each other's channels. And then Wendy, who has like way more subscribers than us, was so nice to do a shout out for us. And we were like super excited about that. And so to have the opportunity to chat with Wendy in person, like when we started the Zoom series, we are thrilled. So yay, Wendy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I have been totally impressed with your channel. I just absolutely love that you guys lift up women and female entrepreneurs. It just is, it's phenomenal to me. I love it.
Oh, you're so nice. Well, tell people about your channel, like how you got into YouTube and what you do.
So I help people in financial crisis. I actually work specifically with higher income families that are living paycheck to paycheck, because surprisingly, there are a lot of them. And so I teach them how to manage their money so that they can achieve the financial goals that they want to achieve. And this scenario is actually a perfect example of why you need to be prepared at all times for the absolute worst.
Oh my God, yeah. Everybody's learning that the hard way, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of free counseling right now, actually, quite a bit.
Yeah. So what are some of the biggest issues that you're finding when you speak to the people who follow you on YouTube?
So a lot of people actually don't have any savings at all, or they maybe have $1,000 savings, or a couple of $1,000 savings, which for this isn't going to get you very far. For a lot of people, it's not even going to make their mortgage payment. And people are losing jobs left and right now. And granted, they're temporary losses, but that doesn't help put food on the table right now.
And I'm surprised, Wendy. We should first say, Wendy lives down in Washington. This is our first international interview, so we're super excited about that. But I was surprised to hear. I didn't realize. So you're saying these are people who have good incomes who are struggling financially?
Yeah, so it all started with so I originally didn't focus in on higher income people, and I work with actually a lot of all income levels. But what I realized is myself and my husband, we're good income earners. And when the US federal government shut down last year in January, so many people that I knew who had these phenomenal six-figure incomes had no money to pay their bills. And I was like, how can you not have, a little bit of savings? And it was a shock to me. But I myself and my husband, we actually lived paycheck to paycheck for years before we decided to turn everything around and pay off all our debt. And this has become a big passion of mine to help people do what we've done and totally turn your lives around.
Absolutely. So what kind of advice are you giving to people, especially now with COVID? What are you telling people?
So each individual situation is different, but if you're facing the loss of a job and no income whatsoever, you need to hold on to absolutely every cent that you have. You need to focus on food, water, and shelter. Don't be paying the creditor, even though he's calling you, annoying you to death. Do not pay him. He can wait. You need to make sure you have food and, your electricity is on. And if you can't afford those things, there are services, local church services that have food pantries that can feed you. Lean on your family. A lot of people are embarrassed by the fact that they had these phenomenal jobs and now they have no money, or maybe they've already plowed through their savings. People are understanding. Everybody is going through the same thing. And you might run across a jerk who is not going to be understanding, and you either don't pay them or you move if it's like a landlord or something like that.
Do you think anybody can turn around their finances, Wendy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have so many friends that are even in the lowest income earning class. I have one friend who she was making like less than $25,000, and she paid off $30,000 worth of debt in under 3 years. And she is now, she's got over $100,000 in savings, and this was less than 6 years ago.
Wow.
So she is, you know, if she can do it, anybody can do it.
Absolutely. I love that. I really love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And how is this affecting you personally in your work and in your life? Like, how's this affecting you?
Yeah, like what's it like in the US? That's what we're
Yeah.
curious, because we're up here. Yeah.
We're in Toronto.
Well, I personally have learned that I can eat my weight in cookies.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm going to come out of this about 15 pounds heavier. But so in the US, everybody is freaking out. I mean, legitimately so. And because some people feel like the government needs to be doing more, and some people feel like the government needs to be doing less. But everybody is in a state of, not everybody, but almost everybody is in a state of financial crisis at this point. So people are panicking.
Yeah. So you're saying you're doing a lot of free calls. Is it really just kind of emotional counseling? Just because people
Yeah, and trying to talk people down a little bit and be like, okay, yes, this is a worst case scenario, but let's step back a bit and really evaluate where you are personally. How bad is it really? Because a lot of people are legit just freaking out because they're scared, and that's totally okay.
Yeah. So is there one bit of, something you've just come out of this that you want to share that feels like positive, like something good that you could say, you know, do this and it's not as bad as you think?
Well, for me, I have told absolutely every single person I've talked to, before you spend a single cent, just evaluate, is it going to help me put food on the table or keep my residence? And if the answer to those things is not yes, then sit on it. And really, this is going to end. It's going to end. It's not going to go on forever. And most everybody is going to have their jobs back when this is all over. And you can get out of the situation you're in today in 2 months. And you can turn everything around. Just learn from what you're going through right now.
Yeah.
And you're talking from, I mean, right now you've dealt with COVID personally, you've dealt with finance personally. You're talking, I mean, you don't advise, like, you walked this, right? Like on both levels. Can you share just quickly a little bit about, like, you were just telling a little bit of your COVID story, and you started doing this because of your own finances, right?
Right. So I actually started this whole counseling thing when we had over, this is a horrible thing to say, over $360,000 in debt. And that did not include my house. We have been able to put, you know, focus on paying off our debt and getting our finances in order. And it financially for us, we haven't been really impacted because my husband and I's day jobs are in federal law enforcement. So we do have to go to work every day and do that. But we really, anybody can turn around this financial situation. We did it in in almost 4 years.
You paid it all off?
We have a little bit that we're sitting on right now, and we're going to be paying that off over the next year or so. And
But a
well,
good
we're
chunk,
not,
right?
Yeah.
but we've paid off a little over $250,000
Wow.
in
Amazing.
just under 4 years. So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah, when my husband was exposed through the job, we actually had to put him in a hotel because we live with my parents and we were concerned for their health. And so we put my husband in a hotel, and that was going to be a $2,000 bill that we were not planning on paying.
Wow.
And neither one of us wanted to pay it. So we actually started trying to think out of the box, and we actually reached out to a cousin of mine who her and her husband travel constantly for their jobs. And we said, hey, can we buy some hotel points off of you? We'll give you $1,000 and you make the reservations for us, thinking it would be a win-win for everybody. And they ended up gifting us those points. So once,
nice.
I know, I almost cried.
Yeah.
But once you start trying to think, okay, I don't want to spend this money, how can I do it without spending this money? All of a sudden, these ideas will come to you of different ways you can come up with a way to pay for stuff that maybe you sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace and do like a no contact delivery.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
so
interesting,
smart.
exactly, thinking out of the box. I was actually reading an article this morning that said a lot of hotels now in the US, I think Hilton, Marriott, they're actually donating hotel rooms. They have all these empty hotel rooms that they're donating to the people who, like the healthcare workers, people who are affected. So that's good.
Wow.
They've just started doing it. I heard the Four Seasons in New York has set up a whole hospital in the Four Seasons to
Oh, that's
help.
amazing.
Yeah, which is really amazing. So definitely thinking out of the box and everyone coming together is crucial at these times.
Yeah, I saw that as
Absolutely.
well. San Francisco's changing their hotels over maybe for the homeless as well. So it seems like, I think everybody was in shock, but these things are starting to kick in. And I think that's the other thing too, is that the more programs will come up. So even if you keep checking.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, what may be scary today in a week is going to be something almost normal that you're like, okay, well, this is hard right now, but okay, here are all these other options that I can approach. Let's try this and see if this works. Let's try this and see if this works.
Yeah, I love what you said about also not having pride, just asking for help. We talked to another woman the other day, and she was saying too about being vulnerable. Be vulnerable, and there are good people out there. People will step up and help you.
Because even you
Absolutely.
telling, I love, one of the things, Tracy, I love about doing these stories and why we're doing it is because when people share their stories, like you telling your story and saying we were $300,000 in debt, or I'm counseling people with, you know, 6-figure salaries who are in debt. It's like, I'm not alone. I don't have to be ashamed. There's other people doing this. Like, it's okay. Like, get the help. That's more important.
Yeah, absolutely. That really is the key, that you can be embarrassed for 15 minutes, but a year from now, that 15 minutes of embarrassment is not going to matter.
That's such a good point.
Exactly. Anyway, thank you so much for talking. Oh, sorry, another question, Jess?
Yeah, just one thing, just before we go. Anything you personally, Wendy, are you like, we're all going through this kind of like contemplation, what it's about. And I know it's early days, but we're just asking anybody, is there anything personally that you're kind of learned? If you haven't, fine. No pressure for epiphanies. I do that every time too, because it can be stressful.
That I've personally learned.
Or just thinking about it, like anything that you sort of got to, just like any thoughts to share?
So the one thing that has come out of this that is shocking to me, and I think I'm going to do a video on it, all the positives that have come out of this. I have gotten to see my daughter, I have an 8-year-old, so much over the last month. And we have gotten to do things that I have wanted to do for so long. Like, we made rainbow pancakes. And I just haven't had time. And all of a sudden, because I don't necessarily, on my days that I'm teleworking, I don't necessarily have to shower and do my hair and get dressed. And so I all of a sudden have an extra hour and a half that I don't normally have. So, and yes, it takes me an hour and a half to get ready. I'm lame. But I've had so many little amazing things come out of this. My husband and I, like, when he was in quarantine in that hotel, I didn't realize how much I really lean on him. And when he wasn't there, I was just like, wow, I really do like you. Who knew?
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
That's so great.
Well, we really look forward to that video, and we're going to share your link to your YouTube channel and everything in all our social media and in this video. And we'll watch out for that video. That sounds like a really good one.
If anybody has any questions or they're stressed out, they can just email me, and we can I can, talk you through it via email, or we can schedule a call. I'm totally, I'm waiving all my fees right now because, oh my goodness, there's too many people that need help right now. So.
Oh my God, that's so generous. Well, we'll put all your contact info below. Do you have your website up now?
Yes, my website is up. We have fixed the issue with my email, so that is good to go apparently now.
And we'll put up Wendy's channel because if you haven't watched it, not only does she have great advice, but she's so down to earth and she's hilarious. And thank you so much, Wendy. This was a joy.
Yes, lovely chatting with you. I hope we'll chat again soon when this is all over.
Okay.
Thank
bye.
you.
Okay, bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.